What is up, Pyromaniacs? Pyrostasis here. We're back in the world of FTB Infinity Evolved Expert Mode. I am gonna just FTB IE squared. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm liking that a little bit better. Anyways, I wanted to show you guys a couple things that we did on stream today so that you guys were kind of caught up. It wasn't much. We went ahead and got some Sugarcane Seeds to maturity. So that means they're 10 of 10. I've got 4 of them right over here. To get those, all you have to do, let me go ahead and show you guys real quick. To get these, all you have to do is crossbreed carrots and seeds on sand. Pretty easy. Took like 5 minutes and then we just upgraded them. Not a problem there. And the reason we did that is we're going to be needing lots of paper for our Project Red sorting system that we're working on down here. These right here require a lot of paper, and we're also going to need a lot of the different plants and such. Now, the interesting thing is right here, you're going to notice that there's some different orange dyes here. Now, somebody said that they believe I can use the Botania setup to get into those. Now, if that's true, we're going to step into Botania for a bit. Which would also be Botania, Thaumcraft, and Witchery, and Blood Magic. Well, technically not Blood Magic, because Blood Magic is going to take a while. But we need to verify that that's actually how it works, because I don't want to invest that much into it just yet on the off chance that it doesn't work. NEI does not show that in the recipe. So I've got an orange plant here. Actually, one second. What we're going to need now is a Mortar and Pestle, which we can make with some of this wood. So we'll pull out a stack of that. And if I recall, well, I guess it would help if I could spell Mortar and Pestle. This right here is what we need. Pretty easy stuff. I believe it's like this, like that. Boom, boom, boom. Whoops. Guess it would help if I could click, huh? That's our bowl. Click that, and boom, we have our Mortar and Pestle. So then what you do is you take this, you put it in there, you take a orange flower, and then I believe you do it like this, which gives us orange powder. So if this works, let's go back to Project Red, and then scroll down. We want to make item responder chips. So we need 2 glowstone dust and then this orange. So like I said, I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to find out here real quick. So 1, 2, that gives us 2 of those. And then one more time, just to make sure I've got the recipe right. 2 glowstone, 2 orange dye. I click that, it does not populate. I put that there, and it does not populate. So this orange dye here, for whatever reason, is not working as a recipe to make this stuff yet. And as you can see, there is no way to transfer this powder here, this orange color, to anything else. We can make a couple different things with it. We can make orange shimmering mushrooms and such along those lines, but we can't actually make anything of value, which is kind of a bummer, because it would be really nice if there was a way to transform this orange dye into something else. So basically what that means is we're going to actually need some kind of orange dye in rather copious amounts to get there. And I just don't understand why that's not working. Yeah, it literally looks like everything else is acceptable with the exception of Botania, which, you know, I think is just racist against wizards. I'm just saying it's a little messed up. It's a little messed up. Now you're going to notice that we've gone through and we've gotten a lot of our stuff put into here, but we don't have a whole ton of stuff yet. I've got all the Botania stuff here. I've got all the Thaumcraft stuff. We do have some ores here, which I am in the process of converting, which you can see here. I also did learn one thing, that the drawers mod, this is kind of a disappointment actually. Well, I say that, but I guess it's not really. The compacting drawer, I was all excited that we were going to be able to put this on, and I was hoping it was going to compact everything, but I believe this is actually an individual drawer. So this right here is actually just like one of these, but you can only hold, it will compact everything inside of it. So basically it will turn ingots into blocks, which is nice. The problem is I thought it was an add-on that I would just plug into my drawer system, and then all of my drawers would convert, and sadly it does not do that. So I did want to show the Botania change because I did have a couple of you tell me that I could do that, and I just wanted to go ahead and prove, at least in this version of the mod, that we can't. I won't be changing the recipes or anything along those lines because as nice as it would be to make my job a little bit easier, I do, you know, the whole point of us playing this pack is to play it legit, so I won't be making that change. As much as I would love it, you know, who knows? Maybe they'll do an update in the future where we'll be able to do it that way. But for now, we can't. So let's go ahead and get back into. I want to get all of this set up for now so that I can hook this entire system up. So we can at least get this whole stuff sorted. Now, I'm not gonna probably set up the what do you call it? The pull request thing yet, where you can actually yank out of these, but we're going to first find out if we can even interface with this block. So give me just a second. We're going to make a couple pipes. We're going to redo the farm to where the stuff up top is actually down here, so we can export and import right here, and we'll pick up there. All right, so we've got the basics set up, at least for the farm here. You can see it's extracting stuff right now. Easiest way for me to prove this to you that it is functioning. You can see right here, this is full, so at 1024. This right here is 1162. And 1166, 68, 70, etc., etc. Now, the problem with this setup is we're going to be capping out pretty hard, pretty fast, especially the way that this produces. The other issue is, at the moment, I'm not quite sure how to yank out of here by vanilla default. And what that means is I don't... Go away! Go away! Go away! What I mean is I can't just say take everything. So right now we're taking dark oak and sand, which is fine. But eventually we may have problems with dark oak saplings when this eventually fills up, which it eventually will. And the other thing is we're going to want to do other things with this farm. Specifically, here pretty quick, we're going to switch back over to doing culinary stuff because we're going to run out of energy if we don't. And one of the other things that we want to do is we want to be able to extract from this setup. Now, I don't know if that's something we're going to be able to do with this setup. If we go to drawers right here, we have a controller, so that's what we've got over there. We have a slave, and then we have a compacting drawer. Now, the slave, if I recall, it just allows you to basically hook into this stuff, whereas the controller, which is what we've got right here, allows you to deposit. But as far as I know, there's no way to extract. So the easiest way for us to test if there is a way for us to extract is to reverse this setup. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to set up an extractor chip here that's going to pull out and put fertilizer into here. So the other problem is we may have some overflow. So because I've got fertilizer, let me just show you where the fertilizer is at. We got fertilizer right here. So you can see we got 408, which is pretty decent amount. So we need to make a item extractor chip. So we need one of these, which means we need a vanilla chip, and then we need this stuff here. So vanilla chip is just gold, redstone, paper. I have all of that stuff, I believe. Where's our paper? There's our paper. Well, we will need some glowstone dust here in a minute. Maybe not at the exact moment, but we will soon. And then we need gold and redstone. So we'll go ahead and do 1, 2 redstones. There we go. And gold, I know I've got back upstairs, if nothing else. I think I've got some over here too. Now, again, the problem we're going to run into is just the dyes. It really is a shame that Botania dyes don't work. Okay, there we go. We've got that. And I think that is everything, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Okay, so we now have our chip. Now we just need to make it this, which means we need some cyan dyes. Again, we can only use Gendustry, Project Red, or... that's pretty much it. So let's see. If we want to do this one, we need some form of lapis and some form of green colored dye. Thankfully, we've got cactus. I will be also setting up a cactus, one of these here. You can actually grow cactus apparently with agriculture, which is amazing. The only problem is we're going to have to go through and do, you can't actually turn an actual cactus into cactus seeds. So we're going to have to preemptively do it by crossbreeding, which is fine. Not that big a deal. We're just gonna break this. Reason we're breaking it is I want to guarantee. See, we lost one even in that shift because they're all next to each other. So we'll place that back down. God dang it! Break that. Break that. Break that. Break that. Hopefully we don't lose too many of them. All right, how many do we get? We got 13. Perfect. All right, let's put 5 back down. And like I said, we'll do this probably off camera. Okay, so we've got these. Lapis, I know I have back over here. We'll run down there and grab some real quick. Now, eventually, I want to be able to set this whole thing up to where it's pretty much 100% automated. And by that, I mean it will it'll automatically restock and cycle, and we're going to need a lot more chests. So we're going to probably have to drop this down a room. We'll pick up 2. That should be enough. Okay, so we need the green dye, which we get... Where is it? Come on, come on. All right, so we need Cactus Green, and I forget how to get... I think I have to smelt it, right? Yes, we need to smelt it real quick. We got a furnace here, so we'll just smelt 4 of them. That's probably going to be more than we need, but that's all right. That's all right. Better to have too many than too few. We're also going to need an iron ingot and 2 more redstone. So iron ingots, we got 1 of those and 1, 2. Right? Yep. Okay, perfect. Pull that out and we'll wait for the next tick and boom. Okay, where's our crafting table? We got it over here. All right, so we need glowstone dust. Yes? Yes. Okay, bam, bam. And then actually, it's this first, isn't it? Yes, that gives us 2 cyan. Okay, and so then for that, like that, and that gives it, wow. That is an expensive recipe. Dear God. Oh, well, we have some more cactus over here. Good, because we're going to need it. Probably need some of this too. And so you can see the problem with this is mainly just costs with, I guess, you know what, screw it, let's process it all. As you can see, the main cost issue here is honestly just the sheer amount of dye colorings we need. So Gendistry is another easy way to do it. With that, we can, what am I doing? There we go. That gives me 6, which I put here, and then go like that. And that gives me 1, and I need 4. So boom, there we go, done. Okay, now I make that. Okay, item extractor chip. We click this. What am I missing? I'm missing something. Boom, boom, boom. Ah, yes, 1 redstone. Boom. Now it should work. Yes, yes. Okay, so now we got the item extractor chip. So we just want to test, and this is kind of like a proof of concept test, basically. So what we want to do is we're going to reach in here, pull 1 of you out, put you back in. Click extract, and then we want to put you in here. And I wish there was a way to set this up. Damage groups, tools are grouped by damage. I really wish there was a way to say only yank this out when the other item is missing. But we're going to go ahead and click it here, and we're going to see. We're at 47. And just to verify, item extractor chip, item extractor fertilizer. Fertilizer is connected, and you can see it's not pulling. So that's a real bummer. That's a real bummer. Now the question is, if we change it to the front, will it yank out the front? And I seriously doubt it will, but we can still try. Now, obviously, I could set it up to the individual barrels if I want, I believe, which is, I guess, acceptable. Okay, so this is a junction pipe. I need to turn this junction pipe into an interface pipe. So I need redstone and gold. So we'll jump over here real quick. Did I pick up a bunch of those golds? I did. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Whoop, that was too much. Whoa! Holy shit. It's automatically populating. That is cool! That is cool! I didn't put that... At least I'm pretty sure I didn't put that, that log there. I'm pretty sure it did it on its own. If that's the case, then it will automatically handle this as we run out of space, which means I just need to provide it enough drawers, but I don't know if that's true. Okay, so we need to turn you once again, if I recall it's that, and then boom, 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 and then surround that by gold, yes. Okay, other way, I guess. There we go. That's a routed interface pipe. Good, good. All right, so we'll come over here, and we're gonna click you right there. As you can see, it's connecting in all 4 spots, which is not really what we're looking for. And then we need to connect it with item transport pipes. So we're gonna go boom, 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 boom. That's connected there. Now you can see that little light means it's connected. You can see we're still yanking fertilizer. So we'll slap you into this. And fudge. Nothing is coming out. Not a thing. just to verify. Now the question is, am I sure that's the right one? Yep, you can see right there, it says fertilizer. And you can see right here, item extractor transport. It is not pulling out. And this is the exact same pipes we have here. That's a routed interface. That's a routed interface. And we have it on extract. Now my question is, it doesn't matter which area I put that in, correct? Because there are 4 sides here, so it's possible that maybe that interfaces with one specific side. It does not seem to be the case. Okay. So the only other question now is, can we yank out from the front? So it's possible that it's just a backside thing and that you can't retract or extract from the backside. So let me yank an iron ingot real quick. The reason I'm doing this is if I do it the other way, I'm gonna have to bust open the barrels because we'd have to use my Tinker's tools, and that gets messy. All right, so whoops, wrong setup. Okay, put you in here. Where's our iron ingot? Bam, bam. Wow, that did like fuck all. Holy crap. That is not good. Okay, well, that's fine. We only need to break like a few things. Only need to break like 3 or 4 dozen things. All right, break that. Okay, we're gonna break this. All right, so we're gonna try and make this a little prettier. For the sake of this, what we're gonna do is this. Because if this works, I'm going to need to make it, you know, at least semi-pretty. Obviously, I will do a better job of covering this up when and if. Okay, so we'll put this here. We need our junction pipe, so we're going to set that on the front. We will then connect you. So we're going to slap you inside of there. Boom. Okay, we can see it is now transporting the extractor chips. All right, good. And then we'll just do this. Alright, pick this up. Boom. Boom, boom. God, I hope I have just enough. Alright, bam. We are connected. You can see the little green lines lighted up. That's a second light. And again, absolutely no extraction. So it looks like Project Red can deposit into these, but there's no way in hell it can input. Because you can see we definitely are in need of fertilizer here. Fertilizer is inside the machine, but yet for some reason it is not functioning. The only other option I could do here would be maybe increase its demand, I think. Let's see, let's open you up. Filter mode whitelist, extraction orientation default. I wonder if I can actually fix that orientation. Let's look. Default, extraction is not simulated. So north, south, west, and down. Let's try down. Simulated from bottom. What that basically means, for what I think it basically means, is it is pretending like it is pulling out from the bottom of this thing, even though it's not. And I don't think there's a way for us to simulate extraction from the front. There's up, north, east, west, south, and down. Let's try up, see if we can simulate extraction from the top. Okay, you can see it's linked. Still not pulling a damn thing. Yeah. So, as far as I know, then, there's no way for this to function. The only other option that we could do is plug it back in here. Well, actually, we need to change it to simulating from the front, which we still can't do. So yeah, I don't think that's gonna work, which is a bummer. So if any of you guys happen to know a way to make this function, let me know. Okay, good. It looked like it was yanking out of the other thing. As far as I know, this is going to be deposit only. So the nice thing is deposit only. Well, now we have to try it with barrels. Yeah, because if it works with barrels, but it doesn't work with this, then we're doing barrels. So, because I believe there's ways that we can link all the barrels. All right, let's do it. So let's see, Java right there. How do we make a barrel? We need a chest. We need some, okay, so we need some wood. Do I have any wood on me? I do. All right. So let's convert at least some of this. There we go. So we got that. Let's do one chest. Give me that chest. Put that there. What else do I need to do this? We need some slabs. Okay, which is easy. Boom, 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 bam, done. All right, so we now have a barrel. Okay, so So this barrel is just going to be our little testing barrel, so to speak. So we're going to put it, for all intents and purposes, we want it close. So let's make it easy, and we're just going to put it down here. Again, this is just a testing barrel. There's nothing special about this barrel. So we're going to pull out, wow, I can't even yank out from the side. Okay, boom, we have, there we go. All right, so you can see we have plenty in there. So fertilizer, bam. Where's my chip? Is it in here still? Perfect. All right, item extractor. We need to make sure this chip is functioning correctly. So let's go ahead and, there we go. It's extracted. Let's make sure the chip is set to, is simulated from the top. Extraction is not simulated. Let's try that. All right, pick these up. And it's still doing fertilizer, right? Yep. All right, slap it in there. God dang it! Why you don't work? All right, so the only other thing I can think of is maybe there is an issue with the interface over here. And what I mean by that is maybe the... Oh, wait a minute, that's why. That's why it's not working. Oh, dear God. You ever have one of those days where you realize you're being absolutely retarded? Okay, so the reason, well, one of the reasons it's possibly not working is this has a extractor chip. So it says, I am pulling shit out. And this one has a receiver chip, which means I am yanking, or I'm pulling stuff in. Or pulling stuff out. But this one does not have an extractor chip. So that means we need an extractor. Son of a bitch. Okay, so that means we need to make another one of these, which thankfully we should have the material for now. Now we've got that. And then we need, we'll just pull a stack out just so I know we have it for sure. And then we're going to need at least one more of you. Okay, so let's do this real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. That gives us plenty. Put that there. And then we need glowstone dust up there. We're going to need more than that. That's 2. So I need 1, 2. There we go. Yeah, we're going to need to make a lot more glowstone or find a way to get more. Son of a bitch. I can't count, man. That's the problem. Okay, so we've got that. We need item extractor chip. We need this, which is that. Boom. Put you in here. And then, actually, I just realized we're not doing item extractor. We need item responder. Yep, so that means we need orange. And orange is done with orange plants. Okay, let me make this real quick. We'll be right back. All right, we have our item responder chip. Went out into the field, got it. We want to make sure fertilizer is what's being requested here. Let's go ahead and pull one of those out. Jump up, slap you on here. Whoops, I guess it would help if I actually set that up, huh? All right, so we want it to be saying, I need fertilizer. Thank you very much. All right, pull that out, done. Slap it in. And we are now yanking out of here, which is perfect. And it's smart enough to say, hey, you're full, so you don't need any more. Perfect. So now that we know that works, we need to test it on what we wanted to actually use it on. So let's go ahead and pull all of these out real quick. Of course, my inventory is full as hell. So we'll just put all this stuff up for the moment. There we go. All right, we'll just break this real quick with my fists. Okay. Again, we're going to leave that in there. We just need the extractor chip, which we have on us now. I'm going to go ahead and pull from the front, I think. Well, do I want to pull from the front or do I want to pull from the back? Let's pull from the back. The reason I say that is it'll look better. That way it's not, you know, completely ridiculously everywhere. All right, there we go. And then we just need to link you. Basically, I'm still going to run them down. But this way I can see from the front if I need to. Okay, there we go. That's hooked up. And then we just need the item extractor. Boom. And we'll find out here in just a second if this works. Or are you not picking up? Oh, come on. I hate it when this stuff bugs out sometimes. Really? Is it in my inventory? Sometimes it does that and it's actually in your inventory. You just can't see it. Okay, there we go. All right, perfect. Done. All right, clear that off. And then now we need the item extractor, which... Where did it go? It's not still in here. Oh, it is. Yes. Okay, so we got fertilizer in there. So now we want to see if the thing works. You can see that we're down to 62. That may be because we're out of fertilizer over here. No, we're not. Are you telling me? Oh my God, you're kidding me. Oh my God. All right, let me double check and make sure that we've got this right. So right here, we are item extracting. We are item extracting fertilizer. It's not working. Let's try doing the simulation again. Let's simulate from, I guess, down below. See if that works at all. Should get a link up at least. Okay, so then the only other thing we've got to do is try from the front. And then if it doesn't work from the front, we have to switch to barrels. And I'd really rather not switch to barrels because I like, don't get me wrong, barrels are cool, but I like drawers better. I just like the way they look better. I like the way they work better. Me and barrels, we got a relationship. All right, putting it on the front. And then where's our chip? Right there. And now we slap our chip on. And hey! Okay, so they do work. It just has to be from the front. God, that's picky. Okay, it's kind of interesting, though, that has to be from the front, but this doesn't. Don't get me wrong. I'm thankful, but it's a little weird. It's a little weird. Okay, so the good news is we do get to keep our barrels, or not our barrels, our drawers. The other good news is it's not going to be terribly hideous, but yeah, we're going to have a lot of these little things hooked up on the ones that we need. So the good news is I can actually set up with Project Red. Where is it? Project Red. There are machines that I can set up here that will allow us to view what we have. I forget which one it is. Yeah, one of these tubes. I'm gonna have to go back and look through it because I've forgotten. But basically, you can set it up to where you can actually see what's inside, and then you can yank out what you need, which is beautiful. Unfortunately, I'm not sure which one of these many. I want to say it's a chest-like setup. Either way, I'll get it figured out. We'll get that set up in the next episode, and that'll basically allow us to have one chest where I'll dump everything into, and then it will automatically sort into our system, and then we'll have to go through and set up ways for it to creatively withdraw. We're also going to have to significantly increase our storage here, and rapidly, because as you can tell, we're going to be running out pretty quick. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully you guys are liking this series. If you do, please slap that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next clip.